Let's talk about why your team might not be using SOPs. Now, the biggest thing that I see when folks tell me, oh, Alyson, I have all of these things in place and my team just won't utilize what we have. I say to them, guys, do you actually have useful information? So that's reason number one, why they might not be using your SOPs. And what I want you to consider is when they open your SOP, does it have all the information that they need? Does it have, all of the context that they need to be able to complete the tasks that they want to complete? And do they have an understanding around what comes next or what might have come before it or what tools they have at their disposal? I have so many people come to me and say, well, we use Asana or we use, Monday.com or we use all these other project management systems or we use Process Street for our processes. And ultimately, the other reason a lot of the times why teams don't use SOPs or use systems that are set up for them is because the owner themselves doesn't use the system. And I think that we are told as owners of businesses that we have unique, specific gifts and we need to find our zone of genius. And I totally believe that. I want everybody to enjoy their workday, but we also need to understand that we need to sharpen our axe in the areas where we are not strong. And that might include running a business, or at least showing up and telling your team and demonstrating to your team through your leadership that these things are important, that systems are important, that your project management tool needs to be updated. That means reviewing it at a cadence that is going to enroll your team into the fact that this is important, right? I want you to consider quitting telling yourself that because you are a Colby score of whatever or an Enneagram 2, that you can't be a systems person, right? I think that there are things inside of us that we are so capable of that we don't even know. And without just not trying or writing this off, we need to start to demonstrate to our team that if this is important, right? I use the SOPs. I am documenting things and recording my screen. I am jumping into the project management tool and answering people's questions and marking things complete when they're complete. I can't tell you how many times I get into a project management tool that a founder has required their team to use and update, and they themselves aren't even willing to do the hard work that they're asking their team to do. What that does is it kind of decreases the trust and it decreases, the thought that this is important, right? If the founder can't even focus on it, then you're the only one who's going to care the most about your business. And that's a hard truth. And if you're not even willing to jump in and make sure that folks are, using SOPs, and if you're not going to jump in and actually use them yourself, then you unknowingly perhaps are training your team that this is unimportant. So if this feels confrontational, good. I think what we need to do is be okay with the fact that, we do have things that come naturally to us, but running a business, you need to start to develop other skills and you need to start to consider that, if you want your team to be a little bit more systems oriented, you need to begin with how you show up inside of the business and what you're giving to your people. So make sure the information's complete, that you're giving them resources that are actually useful. And start showing up yourself. Start really investing in, showing up or setting up some time during the day to practice what you preach and to jump into your project management tool, jump into, your SOPs, organize your playbook. And if you don't have any of those things, chat with us. Take care.